Akasaka talked about the 4-year mysterious incident. Although he has been far away, he belongs to a very special unit of public safety. It must have been possible for him to find out about the secret investigation. That was why it wasn't that odd for Akasaka to talk about the mysterious death incidences even though he has been away from Hinamizawa. However, Akasaka talks about it without any hesitation, and he also named the next victim. They sober up completely. Akasaka, it's getting late. We're all exhausted, so let me get to the bottom of this. What is it that you're telling us? Okay. This is what she told me when I was in Hinamizawa in June of the 53rd year of the Showa era. What? Oishi can't believe what he's hearing. He is speechless. I know it's hard to believe. When she told me back then, I thought she was just a playful little girl. But she told me she was going to be killed in the 5th year. In other words, she asked me to help her, I think. The main purpose of my visit to Hinamizawa is to find her and ask her if she still needs my help. Akasaka, I'm retiring this year. I want to take revenge on the people who killed the old guy in the first year of the series of mysterious incidences. That's why I'll jump on any information at all. So let me confirm this with you. What you just said isn't a joke, is it? If it is, you better tell me now. I'm telling you the truth. Frederica told me this in June of the 53rd year of the Showa. But at that time, I didn't think anything of it, so I didn't tell you about it. I'm sorry about that. You didn't know. Even if you had told me back then, I don't think I would have believed you anyway. I believe you only because it happened 4 years in a row. Oishi must be thinking that if only Akasaka had told him back then, he could have saved the old guy. But what this old man from the identification section is saying is right too. Oishi wouldn't have believed him back then. The old guy would have died anyway, and Oishi would have regret not being able to do anything. It's true. Sorry. But Frederica. Why Frederica? I don't know exactly what's going on in Hinamizawa now. I read that the dam construction plan was frozen indefinitely in the newspapers. That's why I assumed Hinamizawa was peaceful now. The dam conflict is over. But starting in the following year, the series of mysterious deaths, also known as the Curse of Oyashiro-sama, started to occur annually. And it played out just like you said. I think she was entrusted me with something extremely serious. Oishi, let me ask you. Do you think it's possible for Frederica to be killed this year? It is said that the Frude couple was held in low regard for being passive during the dam conflict. That was the reason why the curse fell upon them in the 3rd year. So I think Frederica's death is... It is possible, isn't it? Oishi nods slowly. I'm going to try and get in touch with Frederica tomorrow. I think the best thing is to talk to her directly. Akasaka, can I come along? The story of Frederica sounds like it's going something very important for me too. Oh my. What did you bring with you? This is getting interesting. I never thought I would see the day when all the mysteries get solved. But I have some questions too. Why did she tell me something that important? If she wanted my help, why didn't she ask the local police? Why me, a guy on a business trip from Tokyo? I bet she couldn't trust the local police. I'm an unrefined man. Rika didn't trust me. Besides, there are people who are influenced by the Sonozaki family at Okinomiya Station. In other words, she trusted me, the guy who came from Tokyo, more than anyone. Yeah, I guess. If that's the case, Oishi. Please don't tell anybody about this. Of course. Anyway, let's go to Hinamizawa and talk to Rika directly tomorrow. We'll start from there. I can't believe it. But that's the truth, huh? It is in the middle of the night. Only the sound of insects and Satsuko snoring can be heard. Rika is sitting by her favorite window, drinking wine. Getting fucking wasted. Yes. Takano is the one who killed you, Rika. You and I both saw it. You tried to remember Takano's face. Even as she cut your stomach open, you tried so hard while enduring the pain. That's a horrible way to die. I'm glad I don't remember. But I can see it. That's the kind of death Takano would prefer. She's a fucking sadistic person. I hope she dies. God, I want her to suffer. Well, but I don't get it. Why would Takano kill me? I'm the Queen Carrier, and if I die, a disaster will occur, right? Isn't that why the Uri Institution and the Mountain Hounds are protecting me? Then why would Takano, their leader, kill me? Oh. Sorry, it was a useless question. Takano killed me. That's the truth, and the motive doesn't matter, right? But, why Takano? Although she says the motive doesn't matter, she goes back to the same question. The reason why Takano tries to protect the Queen Carrier isn't because she wants to save Hinamizawa from developing the syndrome. It is because this Queen Carrier is an extremely precious object to her research. And why has she killed the Queen Carrier with her own hands, considering she is the most important thing to her research? Just to verify if killing the Queen kills a bunch of people, I guess? I don't know. Is Takano the only enemy? Oh, well, the Mountain Hounds are the enemy too. I don't know if Ire is the enemy or not, but I think he isn't. Takano and the Mountain Hounds are enemies. You've got to be kidding me. How can we stand against them? It's impossible. Unless there's a miracle of some sort, we can't defeat people like them. Besides, Watanagashi is this Sunday. I'll be killed on the 22nd. It's in about a week or so, right? How can we fight them in such a short time? Should we attack Takano with a metal bat? That's no use. Takano is only one of them. Even if we take her, the Mountain Hounds are still there. What do we do? What should we do? Yeah, but they'll be thrown in disarray. They wouldn't know what necessarily to do. Because if something comes up, they don't have a unified leader to do their commands. I guarantee you they'll back off and say, fuck it, we can't do this. We've lost our commander. We need to back off and regroup and refocus. It would be that kind of scenario. I don't think they would immediately just keep going with the plan. Because if something in the plan goes wrong, they deferred to Takano. When they said, oh, this is happening. There's cops. Should we call it off and postpone it? Takano gave the order not to. Assumedly, they would have postponed it if it was up to them, is what it seemed like. So, killing the leader is always going to throw in disarray. Even if we take her, the Mountain Hounds, what should we do? Okay. I don't know either. But, we didn't even know our enemy until now. Now we do. There must be something we can do. This is the first time for Honey to talk back as strongly as this. Rika is startled for a moment, and realizes she's losing her cool. She takes a deep breath and tries to calm herself down. The reason why she's confused is that Takano is the suspect. She always believed that Takano was her ally. There are many reasons why Takano should treat her well, but she can't even think of one reason why she wouldn't want to kill her. But Takano is always thinking about eerie things. There's no guarantee that a crazy idea won't become a motive. That means Tomitake is killed. So is Tomitake our ally? I think he is. That's right, Rika. You should talk to Tomitake. Dude, it's not fucking worth it. That's all. You need like Keiichi or someone. You need a fellow bro to tell me, dude, it's not fucking worth it. No matter how much you think it might be worth it, it's not. Is she worth dying over, man? Is it worth clawing your throat out? I don't think it is. Come on, dude, you can find a bunch of other women. Takano is accompanied by the Mountain Hounds because of the organization named Tokyo. She can only ask for help from someone who is connected to Tokyo. In that case, Tomitake is the only one who can talk to about this issue. But then Ire may also be someone worth talking to. But that's why she needs to know. She needs to know why Takano has to kill her. Unless she can explain that, she won't even listen to her. They won't even listen to her. Besides, Tomitake is in love with Takano. He won't doubt Takano that easily. Ire seems to be keeping a little distance from Takano. He may believe her a little easier. But Ire is simply a doctor. He doesn't know too much about Tokyo. He may be useless. Should we call the police? No way. There's no way they would believe her. If she was to make a call and say that a strange organization in Tokyo was trying to kill her, they would think she was crazy. Then what can she do? How can she save herself? The scariest people in Hinamizawa are coming to kill her. How can she run from them? How can she fight them? How? If she had remembered the scene of Takano killing her, then she wouldn't have been so confused. Because seeing is believing. But she doesn't remember. I think the base case scenario right now, getting some rest, thinking it, sleeping it on it, and then slowly just thinking about it. No point in freaking out over it now. This is just what Hanyu is telling her. She doesn't want Takano to be her enemy. This is the truth she doesn't want to accept. That's why she is tempted to just say that this is simply Hanyu's nonsense. Calm down, Rika. We learned in our previous world. Don't you remember the previous world? The previous world? Do you mean the world where Rena scattered gasoline at school and locked herself in? No. The world after that. Don't you remember? In that world he came back. Hojo Tepe. That's the worst possible world. No matter what we do, counselors don't do anything. Satoko becomes disabled within a few days. Someone from the circle of friends develops the syndrome and attacks Tepe, right? No. In that world, we all talked to the Child Consultation Center and saved Satoko. In that world, Keiichi taught you so much. He taught you that you have to believe, otherwise a miracle won't happen. And he also said that if everyone believes, a miracle will happen. That sure is something Keiichi would say. But that's great. To defeat the world where Tepe comes back. We couldn't reject that world, not even once before. Do you know how Keiichi and the others in that world make a miracle happen? They talk to everyone. They don't tell themselves that it's no use and talk individually. They talk to everyone. That's how they make the miracle happen. Everyone. Talk to Keiichi and the others about Takano. Do you really think they would believe me if I told them an organization like Tokyo is after me? Yes, they will. They did in the previous world. Just start crying a bunch. That's what I would do. Fucking cry a bunch so they don't believe you're lying. Why won't you believe me, Rika? Sorry. It's not that I don't believe you. You saw it, so it's the truth, right? I don't know how frustrating it is not to remember it myself. I didn't know how frustrating it was. Anyway, you and me are going on and on about this won't solve anything. We don't have enough power. But we have our weapon. Our weapon is the truth. We don't know the motive, but we know the suspect is Takano. So this is a very good start compared to all the other worlds. But why can't you remember that at the very end? Hanyu grinds her teeth remorsefully. She saw the truth just a little bit ago, so she can't believe that Rika doesn't remember anything. If it was something that she had seen herself, then she wouldn't even need a motive. But she hasn't, and that's why she can't understand. Why is her memory cut off, even though Hanyu's memory is still connected? Does that mean their long journey is about to end? Or does it mean her infinitely repeating journey is already over and this is the last journey? Phew. I thought this world was strange because everyone could see you and you even transferred to our school. But now I can really see this is an extremely strange world. There's nothing strange about this. This is just the final world, that's all. I came to the final world so we can gather our powers. I'm not a bystander here. I'm your ally. That's right. You're no longer a bystander, huh? I decided not to be fearful anymore. I'm not afraid. I'm going to believe with you all. And a miracle will happen. This is the world to bet on. This is June of the 58th year of the Showa era. Rika and Takano are fighting. If Rika doesn't defeat her enemy this in time, she will lose. Takano has many powerful pieces like the Mountain Hounds. Rika would need a lot more pieces to be able to fight her. So unless Rika asks for help from many people and gathers an equal number of pieces, the game won't even start. God, I swear to God, if this ends in a fucking fate can't be fucking changed bullshit, I will be so pissed off. And I'll be like, come on. All this fucking work and fate's useless to change like that kind of ending. Ugh. That'd be the worst. We've learned the rules of this game board by playing the game repeatedly. This is like a game without a manual. But we learned the rules and now we know how to fight. We are ahead because we already know what pieces our enemy has. Rika, you have to get busy. We only have 1 week before Watanagashi. We had 2 weeks in the previous world, but we only have 1 week in this world. In other words, this is the final world. Okay. Rather than grieving over what I don't remember, I should be grateful that you remember. Because if you didn't remember, then this final world would end when we moved about in confusion. Also, if I talk to Keiichi and the others in the right way, maybe they'll come up with good ideas. Because he was once the one who fought with Rena in the other world. And when the school was about to explode, he brought her back. Exactly. Anyway, let's go talk to everyone and find what we can find. We're too weak by ourselves. Let's gather people and think about what to do. We have to take our first step towards the miracle. And we have to do that within a week. Hanyu has never encouraged her like this before. She has always pretended to be a bystander. She never wanted to go through the pain of failure, so she never expected anything. But now she is trying to intervene with this world passionately and aggressively. According to Hanyu, there is another world after the world in which Rena occupied the school. In that world, Keiichi supposedly told her lots of enthusiastic things. She has nothing to lose. She should talk to whoever she thinks she can trust. Whether she tries or not, she only has a short time left. She decides to do whatever she can possibly do until the time comes. She would never think that an ending where she held a glass of wine while pretending to be a witch was cool. Hello. It has been a while. This is Nomura. Yes, thank you for your detailed documents from the other day. Thanks to your documents, men from the Ministry of Health and Welfare now understand how scary the Hinamizawa syndrome is. That's the accomplishment of you and the late Dr. Takano. I've only made sure that you receive a fair evaluation, that's all. Anyway, I'll make sure the Prime Minister reads your documents. The Prime Minister is the head of the country. I'll have the most important person in this country read your article. And make sure he understands what your great research this is, and why the Hinamizawa syndrome is such a special issue. Also, I'll make sure the President and Board of Directors will realize how stupid they were to ignore your research, and ridicule your grandfather's article. Yes. I have great news for you. We have decided that after the completion of the operation, the actual place will be isolated and shut down, and another department of the Self-Defense Force will take over the research. You'll be welcome there, and you will be able to research as much as you want without worrying about political factions or funds. That's all thanks to your generous client who wants to reward you for your hard work. You'll be given a position as director, so you can devote yourself into your research. Isn't that wonderful? And finally, you'll be able to accomplish something that overturns common knowledge by researching the Hinamizawa syndrome and the existence of parasites that control human thoughts. No, I'm not just saying that to flatter you. That is our fair evaluation of you. I see. Sorry to take up your time. I'll get going. I'll get in touch with you again. The woman puts down the handset to her car phone. Then she picks it up again and makes another call. Please transfer me to extension 1001. Yes, this is Watanabe. Watanabe. Yes, the issue from the other day has been taken care of. Yes. Major Takano's documents are wonderful. I made some guys from the National Research Center go along, so the men believed it without questioning. Yes, there's no problem either. Most of the cabinet ministers from the enemy factions will be either leaving the country or going on a vacation, so they'll be out of Tokyo after the 20th. Yes. There's still some unsettled issues, but everything will be set up by the June 23rd. Yes. Therefore, an on-site operation will take place at midnight on June 22nd, and the Prime Minister will be asked for an emergency sanctions on the 23rd. Yes, all who can aid the Prime Minister on that day will be our people. The Prime Minister won't even question a thing. Yes, I know for sure. The Prime Minister will definitely sign Emergency Manual number 34. After that, the alphabet will be questioned, and Okino and Chiba factions, as well as Old Koizumi faction, will lose their power. Yes, that's right. It will be a matter of time before the Asian Amity Conference is a fact, That's true. If they have enough money to pay for the development of domestic nuclear weapons or develop the Japanese-American alliance, it makes more sense to use it as official diplomatic assistance to China. The 21st century basically belongs to China since the Chinese population occupies a good percentage of the world population. There's no use for Japan to wag its tail to the US. Okay, so what they're doing is selling out Japan to China, is what they're doing. Or at least what they're trying to do. Like, their political angle is to sell out, say, fuck the US, I'm selling out to China. Because in the long run, this is possibly going to be the best solution for our country. They're doing it through fucking the worst possible means. Because, you know, if the only way you can convince people to change factions is by legitimately killing 2,000 people, I think you're on the wrong side of a group here. I know, the 21st century is almost here, yet we're still saying that communism is evil. Maybe we've been watching too many bad American propaganda war movies. True, it is like during the Cold War and all that shit. So, that makes sense that there's a lot of anti-communism stuff. I'm gonna be honest, I'm personally anti-communist anyways. Well, more I'm just free market type guy, so I'm pro-capitalist, so naturally anti-communist. I don't think it sounds good in paper. It's never going to work in practice. It never will. It's one of those utopian societies that is never going to work out because that's just how utopian societies work. Because there's always going to be something holding it back. Human nature always is competitive. You look across every single tribe, every single society. It's a hierarchy. There's never everyone's equal. There's a hierarchy. Because humans desire power. And that will always happen and continue to happen because it's human nature. And that's just something that's accepted. Now a hybrid with some socialism and capitalism in there, then yes, that's usually a good system that works. A good blend of socialism, like, you know, capitalism with a dash of socialism in it. That's, I think, what's the best way to run a country is. I don't believe full-blown capitalism or full-blown communism is ever going to work. Because full-blown capitalism, then you have monopolies take over. Because they'll just, you know, because there's no government to regulate it. If you want true capitalism, true unregulated free markets, that's what could happen. So, I don't believe that communism is the right answer personally, but you know, there are other people that think it is. So, to each their own. Yes, I understand. Okay, then I'll see you in Macau next week. Yes, I love to gamble. Yes, it was nice talking to you. I'll get in touch with you soon. The woman puts down the handset of her car phone and takes a breath. She smiles in satisfaction, then picks up the handset again. Give me the chief cabinet secretary, please. Yes, this is Maizawa. Yes, it's me. Chief Okuno. Okay, I'm glad she's like changing her name like every single fucking time, it seemed like. Unless just that was like different parts of her name. I don't know. Who am I to fucking know who she is? What's going on? You aren't acting normally this morning. Do you think so? Am I acting strange? I don't know how to say it, but you almost look mature. Oh. Rika is mature. Oh. Anya, don't tease me today. You too, Satoko. Don't goof around today. I don't feel like it. About a week, counting from today, huh? Satoko looks perplexed. Maybe she thought I didn't feel well. No, I wouldn't feel well if I know I'm gonna die in a week. I want to talk to Keiichi and the others, including Satoko, but I don't know how to start it. They like to goof around, so they may think I'm just joking. How can I talk to them in a serious manner? take a serious fucking tone and say, guys, this isn't a time for joke. I have something really important to say. Dead serious. GA, good morning. Oh, manager, you too. Good morning. Good morning, Satoko, Rika. Oh my. Is that a headband for maids? That's against school regulations. You will be punished. Dr. Ire, stop acting like that at school. Manager, Rika doesn't seem to be well this morning. Could you check her, please? Oh, what's the matter? Did you catch a cold? I still don't know how to tell everyone, but Ire is on our side. Maybe I can talk to him more directly. If I keep thinking about it, I'll still be thinking at the end of the day. Maybe I'll start with Ire. First, you need to tell him I don't have symptoms. I want you to know this first. I'm not paranoid. Like, just go through that. I'm not experiencing delusions, none of that bullshit. Like, that's what I would start off with Ire. Hanya nods as if she thinks that's a good idea. Oh, Satsuko, let's pull a prank on Keiichi. Let's do something to his chair. Ha. Don't call it a prank, call it a trap. I'll teach you how to set a trap for Keiichi. Oh. So Hanyu and Satsuko run to the classroom. I think Hanyu left on purpose. I have to use this chance. Ire, can I talk to you in the nurse's office? Sure, that's fine. Let's go to the nurse's office. Ire probably thinks I'm going to talk to him about the Hinamizawa syndrome, so he agrees to the nurse's office. If there's any change in my physical condition, it could be a sign of something serious. Even if it has just a simple cold, Ire is very concerned about my health. What's wrong? Are you feeling sick? Ire, I'm going to tell you something odd, but I want you to take it seriously. It is a very serious matter. I try to look as serious as possible. Ire is usually a goofball, but he can be serious when he needs to be. He understands how serious I am, and he looks serious himself. How do I start? Here I go. Ire, am I a queen carrier? Yes. The parasite that lives in your body is different from everyone else's. What happens if I die? Like I told you before, something terrible will happen. Maybe. No, I should say I think something terrible will happen. Yes, thank you. Thank you for finally saying that, I think. Because we won't know exactly until you actually die. However, in the past cases of parasites living in the brain, just like Hinamizawa syndrome, the death of the queen carrier triggered things like group suicides and riots. That would be Takano's expertise. Maybe you should talk to her instead. I don't know too well. That means Takano knows better than anybody that if I die, something terrible will happen. More than ever, I don't know why Takano wants to kill me. There's no way I can figure it out on myself. Ire is here with me. No, because she wants to experiment. She wants the world to know about the illness and all that. Because everyone will have to acknowledge that this was a disaster. Ire may know. I should ask him. Ire? Please don't interrupt me. Just answer me. Is there a benefit for anyone to kill me? Yeah, there could be. What? To kill you, Rika? Who? Ire, you aren't supposed to interrupt me, remember? Oh, sorry. You asked me a question, though. So, I mean, it's really hard to... The fuck? What do you want me to do? No, I can't think of anything. Is there anyone who would benefit from your death? I repeat, if something happens to the queen carrier, all the infected people will react to the final phase within 48 hours. That's what makes the Hinamizawa syndrome very dangerous. The scale of the situation will be nothing compared to an individual case of paranoia or derangement. Does anyone benefit from this situation? No way. Killing you is tantamount to killing all 2,000 villagers. Nobody can even think about that even as a joke. If I die, all of the residents of Hinamizawa will become deranged, and may even kill each other. What a perfect final for the people who are the descendants of demons, huh? Could that be what Takano wants? Since she always talks about dangerous stuff, it's obvious she likes cruelty. She always talks about how she wants to witness with her own eyes the cruelty of the man-eating demons she read about in the dark history of Onogafuchi village. So it's possible that she wants me dead just so all the villagers will develop the final phase symptoms. Of course, that's the worst case scenario. So if anything, something happens to you, there's an emergency measure we are supposed to follow. An emergency measure? I've never heard of that. I've never told you this before. It's rather an unpleasant measure, that's why I never told you. To the Uri Institution, the top priority is to protect the Queen Carrier. But if the Queen Carrier dies, all the infected people develop the final safe symptoms. We are supposed to go ahead with the contingency plan. That's understandable if all the 2,000 villagers will become deranged. There'd be no guarantee the damage would stay within the village only. Obviously, it's a good idea to be prepared for a measure in the worst-case scenario. There are things called emergency manuals, and among them the one for the most dangerous situation, in other words, in the event when you die, it's called Emergency Manual number 34. What happens with that? Before all the villagers become deranged, they will be all killed. To be exact, a special unit from the self-defense force will shut down Hinomizawa and kill the villagers using poisonous gas. I've never heard of that either. Sorry. I don't like talking about this either. I've been interested in things before I die, but now not in things after I'm dead. The disaster happens after my death. I never knew something like that happened every time I died. Or rather, I made it happen. If the enemy is capable of erasing an entire village, then killing a little girl like me won't be a problem at all. Hani tells me to talk to everyone, but can I really stand against an opponent like that? Anyway, the existence of this emergency manual changes everything. Takano's motive no longer makes sense.